We've all been there, right? That little jolt of panic, that moment your heart just sinks when you're looking at your bank statement. Well, today, we're not just going to talk about credit card fraud. Nope. We're putting on our detective hats to solve the biggest mystery of all. Where did the breach actually come from?
And it always looks something like this, doesn't it? A charge from some store you've absolutely never heard of, maybe in a country you haven't been to in years. Your mind just starts racing, trying to figure it out. But nothing. So what on earth happened?
So this is the big question. Our first instinct is to blame some shadowy hacker halfway across the world. But what if the source of the leak, the person who got your details, is actually much, much closer to home? Let's break down exactly how you can find out. Okay, first things first. Before we even think about playing detective, we've got to contain the crime scene. These first 48 hours are absolutely crucial. But the most important thing is not to panic. There's a really clear, calm process to follow.
Here are your 4 emergency actions. Step 1, and do this right now. Freeze your card. Most banking apps let you do it with a single tap, and that instantly stops the bleeding. Step 2, file that dispute with your bank. The faster you tell them, the faster they can start helping you. Number 3, save everything. Screenshot the charge, save any emails, anything at all related to it. And finally, number 4, if we're talking about a lot of money or you think this is part of something bigger, get the police involved.
All right, the immediate fire is out. Now let's switch from playing defense to offense and talk about building a financial fortress so this never ever happens again. The key here is to think in 3 totally separate layers of security.
Your first layer of defense is all about the tech that's already in your pocket. Think of it like a high-tech alarm system for your money. It's already there, you just need to make sure you've switched it on and set it up right.
So what does that look like? Well, for starters, turn on instant alerts. You want to know the second a dollar leaves your account. Use digital wallets like Apple or Google Pay whenever you can. They use this amazing thing called tokenization, which basically means your real card number is never even shared with the merchant. It's like giving them a single-use coupon instead of your entire wallet. And hey, if you're not traveling abroad or shopping online for a while, just switch those functions off in your app. It's like locking a door you know you're not going to use.
Now for the second layer of your fortress. And this one is all about you. Technology can only protect you so much. Your own daily habits are just as important, if not more so, than any piece of software.
Now, this might sound super obvious, but you would be shocked at how many people slip up right here. Never, and I mean never, send a photo of your card to someone. Be paranoid about strange links and texts telling you to verify a payment. And that one-time passcode your bank sends you, that's sacred. Your bank will never call you up and ask for it. And finally, the old school rule. When you're out, don't let that physical card out of your sight. And that brings us to our third and final layer of defense. This is all about setting up systems and rules, especially if you're in a situation where other people, like at work or even at home, might have access to your card details.
You've got to make checking your statement a weekly habit, not a monthly chore you dread. If you're using a company card, be really strict about who can actually see the full card number. If a teammate needs to buy something, look into services that generate a single-use virtual card for them. And finally, read the fine print. Understand your bank's zero liability policy. Most of them will protect you from fraud, but you have to play by their rules and report it fast.
Okay, our defenses are up, the fortress is secure. Now let's get back to our original mystery. We've stopped any more damage and we've beefed up our security. It's time to put that detective hat back on and find out who the culprit is.
Now, the first rule of any investigation is to rule out the simple explanations. Before we go full Sherlock Holmes, let's just take a deep breath and ask, are we absolutely sure this is fraud? Could it be that free trial you forgot to cancel, or that weird name a legitimate company uses on bank statements? It happens to all of us.
Okay, so if you're positive it wasn't a forgotten subscription, our investigation starts with the usual suspect, an external leak. This just means your card details were stolen from somewhere else, a merchant, a website, a database, somewhere totally outside of your control.
So let's retrace your steps. Think back over the last few weeks. Did you maybe buy something from a small online shop for the first time? Did you click on a track your package link in a text that looked a little fishy? Or what about that time the waiter took your card into the back room? If you're nodding your head to any of these, there's a really good chance the leak was external.
But what if you can't think of any sketchy websites or situations? Well, if the outside world seems clean, it's time to look a little closer to home. Our next suspect is your own digital backyard, your phone or your computer. So let's run a quick diagnostic. Have you downloaded any apps from, not the official app store? Have you been using the free Wi-Fi at a coffee shop or airport? And be honest, Have a picture of your credit card saved in your phone's photo gallery. If you answered yes to any of these, your own device could be the weak link in the chain.
Okay, but what if your digital security is airtight? You only use trusted sites, your devices are clean, you never click weird links. This is when the investigation takes a difficult turn. This is when we have to consider the toughest possibility. What if the leak isn't from a hacker or a virus, but from a person? Someone who already has your trust. And here's where the patterns in the fraud itself tell a story. A professional hacker's moves are almost robotic. They'll often test your card with a tiny charge, like for $1, on some foreign website before they go for a huge purchase. But an insider, their fraud looks, well, it looks a lot more human. They'll buy things you might buy, food delivery, movie tickets, online shopping. It'll be a bunch of smaller charges they hope you won't notice. And the timing? That's the real giveaway. It often lines up with your own daily schedule, which is a massive red flag.
So we've looked at the evidence, we've investigated external threats, we've checked our own devices, and we've considered the difficult possibility of an internal leak. Now it's time to put all the pieces together and reach a verdict.
So how do you really know? How do you move from a gut feeling to being truly certain about where the leak came from? Well, it all comes down to these 3 things.
The chance of it being an internal issue goes way, way up if, and this is the critical part, all 3 of these conditions are true at the same time. Let's go through them. 1. Your recent spending has been totally normal, just on your usual trusted sites. 2. You've checked your devices and they are squeaky clean. And 3. The list of people who could have possibly seen your physical card or its number is very, very short. If all 3 of those things are true for you, your investigation just got a whole lot narrower.
And this brings us to the final move, the ultimate test that gives you an answer without a single confrontation. Call your bank and tell them you need a new card with a new number. When it arrives, do not share those new details with anyone, not a soul. Then just use it normally and watch it like a hawk. If all the weird, fraudulent charges suddenly stop, you have your answer. The leak was tied to that old card information, and by getting a new one, you sealed it shut.
Because, in the end, after all this detective work, you realize that securing a little piece of plastic is actually the easy part. The real question this whole thing forces you to ask is, have you secured your entire environment? It's not just about firewalls and passwords, it's about the systems, the habits, and the trust you've built in the world around you, both online and off.